Hey everyone, Zach here from Netflix. Got another video for you guys today. Hope you guys are all doing well. It's a nice Friday. Well, it's Friday while I'm making this video, and it's very, very nice outside. So, it's nice outside, that means nice in here, because why? Because we got this A2681. This is your M2 MacBook Air that we have in here for a repair. So this is an M2 Mac, so we do repairs on MacBooks. We are located right outside of DC in Alexandria, right off of Duke Street. We also take mail-in repairs. If you guys are interested, check out our contact links in the description below. We can help you guys out with any type of liquid spill issues or MacBook repairs, MacBooks not charging, those things. So this one's in here for repair because the customer said that the device would it would come on, it'll actually turn on, but the display flashes every now and then it gets stuck at the login screen. Okay, so it comes on. But when it powers on, it kind of just goes off, so almost immediately, right? So if I power it with that power button, and it kind of goes off. That's not how it should be. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Let's open up inside and see what we got going on in there. Take out the battery. All right, so I have the battery out. So let's take a look. So when we press like the power button here, right? The power button is on this side of the location, and that side actually goes right around this area here. This comes up. So this is an interesting one. This cable is, this is one of these flex cables tied to right where the LCD is. If there was any type of impact, it would make a little bit more sense because this is a bit exposed and it's closer to where the outside of the screen is, but we want to check that before we check the rest of the board. So let's go ahead and check that here. So it's a unique, very small screw, and this will actually come up when I take this out. So I have removed the screw from it, and we have a ribbon cable here. It's very small, and let's see. So let's take a look at it, and we take a look, and now, wow, look at that. So this looks like there's a little bit of ocean foam there, right? That's kind of what the coloring looks like, and what that is part of the ocean, right? It's liquid. So liquid actually impacted this area. There's corrosion all over this. Now there's a bigger chip here, and you can see even on the sides, it looks very, very damaged. 2019 16-inch model. I believe every single newer model is MacBook Pro and then MacBook Airs. They have this separate cable, which is your sleep-wake sensor. And if you ever look at if you ever do a screen replacement or take a look at screen replacements on them, some might come included or some might not come included with that as well. So it gets a little bit confusing, and some people will say, well, the sleep and wake doesn't work after you replace the screen, and that could be possibly the reason why. And the reason why this is very important, and pretty much why I'm taking time to talk about that, is because this cable, you can get a replacement for that. Apple likes to go the extra mile. You have to calibrate it, and it won't calibrate unless you have specific tools to do that. Just even do a cleaning for this, replace the components, and then you still usually have an issue, especially if there's any type of liquid damage. So I'm going to be showing you guys something pretty cool. But before all that, let's go ahead and just test it just to make sure that is the problem. So let's plug this back. I'm going to plug in the battery. I'm going to just leave this unplugged. So there's nothing plugged in here at all. And let's go ahead and just make sure that was the issue. So it's not going to sleep, it's not doing anything. So we see the screen has been up for a while. We let it sit, and it still looks to be good. We don't have any flashes, nothing else there. When I close it, you guys can see like the orange reflection here off of the palm. I think that might be the best way. When I do it, it will never go to sleep. Well, I can close it, right? It will never actually go to sleep at all. So if I open it, we still see the orange reflection. This will not go to sleep if you close it. You can still put it to sleep. I can go sleep here, which will go to sleep. Still go to sleep here if you just tap the button, but it will not change anything if I open it here, even when it's closed. And then if I open it again, this won't, because the sensor is not there. Now if I hit the power button, it should come back on, right? Because it's a power button. There you go. So you get a display there. And now we're at the point where we need to replace this cable, right? So let me get my replacement cable. It's a non-liquid damaged. I'm not going to go. I don't think you guys need to see it in a microscope, right? You guys will really want to see it. It's the non-damaged version of this. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in here. Go ahead and plug in the cable there. Okay, so we got so we have the sleep-wake sensor plugged in. Let's plug in our battery, and let's see. Let's go ahead and look at. You can see the orange coming off. I know it's really hard, I think, at my angle, but you guys can see it. Yep. And it does not go to sleep whatsoever. I mean, it's very obvious to tell because when I open it, You got it there. It will not. And let's take out the battery connection. And we also need to remove the cable. So we can actually leave this cable in as it is like this right now. So we're going to leave the stuff in all over here. I have this special tool. So this is your calibration tool to do it. So this is an Apple calibrated sensor. Now there's something interesting with that because it's Apple calibrated. That means right, it's a part that's from Apple. Something interesting about this, because when you plug this in here, let's grab our tool, and this is our calibration tool. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in because this is a MacBook Air. It goes over here. It's now in there. So we need to power this up because you need a power supply, right, for anything. This one doesn't take much because nothing much is going on. We're not powering on a MacBook, but it's USB-C, so we'll have our 5 volt, right? That's what's gonna happen. So we have our 5 volt here. And something interesting, when you see with this, right, we have a blinking LED 1. And what blinking LED 1 is, it's confirming what I mentioned from before. Apple configured one. So it's configured from the factory itself there. So this will not actually work at all. So if we try to do anything, it's just not going to configure itself because this is a pre-done factory calibrated chip that's on there. So we can't use this anymore. So yep, we have to undo the work, and we actually have to get one that is not programmed. So I'm going to go ahead and undo this real quick. All right, so I put the factory calibrated one, I put this one on the side, and then we have our liquid damage one over here. So now we have this one plugged in. Then this is the one that's not programmed at all, so we should be able to configure it, and it'll show on our little lights here something different. So okay, it's in there, good. Let's put in the power supply. Now we see a different behavior, right? Because we do have the lid open, so it does think that the lid is open. Our LED 1 is not lighting up anymore, so it is not pre-configured. We just have our LED 2 that's on. So now what we need to do is we need to tell this to calibrate. And a way you can do that is we need to find the 0 point of our open and close, right? So since it thinks it's open right now, we need to go ahead and say, you need to go ahead and look to see if it's closed right now, right? So we're gonna go ahead and click this button, and this button is gonna show on the LED 1 that it is blinking, and that means it's starting to find that 0 point. When it gets to a solid color, that usually means that it's been calibrated. So we see the LED 2 is up, and we saw that our LED lid is now it's not on anymore, right? So that usually means that the light itself is gone, so it thinks that it's closed. So we could do a quick test right now, and we don't have to power anything on because it's already calibrated, right? So let's test the calibration here. So let's slightly open it, and then that LED should come on, in which it does. So your LED is lit on, that means it thinks it's open, and then when I slightly close it, you can see the LED is off. So now we have our sensor that is calibrated correctly to this MacBook, and that looks to be good. But we're not quite done yet because we need to save what we just did, because otherwise if you just unplug it, the data won't be saved correctly, and then you won't have a calibrated device. So I'm going to hit switch 2 one more time, and now it's going to go ahead and save it to it. So now it's going to be calibrated correctly. Now once all the lights are off, everything looks to be fine. I can disconnect the power supply, and I have a working LES. So it's plugged in. So we should have this working with no problems. There shouldn't be any flashes anymore. Okay, so this comes up here. It looks good, but that's how it was from before. There we go. So this is good. So you guys can see that, right? So we'll close it, we'll get close. You see that? The light goes black, it comes back on. Oh, am I a little bit too far from the camera? Let's see, there you go. So if we close it enough, see, look, it's sleeping, and we wake it up. So we have a working LAS, and it is configured properly. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video on fixing this A2681 beautiful M2 MacBook Air Starlight color. And you can see that the LAS is very important on these MacBooks, and we can do repairs to them. We can do repairs for M2 MacBooks not powering on, M2 MacBooks with liquid spill, M2 MacBooks for data recovery services, and any other type of MacBook repair or for MacBook for data recovery. We're here to help you guys out. If you guys are local to the area, you can come on by. We're located right outside of Washington, D.C. in Northern Virginia on Duke Street, Alexandria, and come on by and we can take a look at your MacBook for you. Or if you're out of state, we do have a mail-in service. Go ahead, check the links in the description below for how you can mail in your device for us, because we love to help you guys out with any other type of MacBook repair, MacBook data recovery. So hope you guys enjoyed watching, found this video informative, and we'll see you guys next one. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Bye.